Have you ever just completely whiffed a crucial shot in a competitive match? Or maybe you caught yourself double typing a password for the third time in a row and you thought, wait, is it me or is my hardware actually failing right now? Look, we've all been there. It's a completely universal frustration for gamers, remote workers, and really just everyday computer users. You start doubting your expensive gear, but you have absolutely no definitive way to prove if your mouse sensor is jittering or if your fingers are just tired.
Well, it's time to stop second-guessing and start diagnosing. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into what is arguably the ultimate browser-based tech armory, keyboardtester.click. It's actually wild how we can now instantly test, benchmark, and verify practically every single piece of hardware hooked up to our rigs without ever having to run a sketchy executable file. Okay, let's map out exactly what we're covering today. First, we'll look at the ultimate browser toolkit itself. Then, we'll dive into testing keyboards and mice, followed by evaluating displays and audio. After that, we're hitting gaming and utility diagnostics, and finally, how all of this requires absolutely zero downloads.
All right, Section 1, the Ultimate Browser Toolkit, a massive suite requiring zero downloads.
You can kind of think of this platform as a digital Swiss Army knife for your hardware, but get this, 91. That is the sheer scale of what we're looking at here. You've got over 90 distinct diagnostic tests, literally right at your fingertips, straight in your web browser. No digging through shady forums for sketchy drivers, no installing bloated diagnostic software that just hogs all your system resources. It's all just there, instantly ready to go. And it's all broken down super cleanly across different hardware categories. Check this out. You've got a massive 23 separate tools just for diagnosing your display. Then there's 22 utility tools, 15 dedicated solely to your mouse, 10 for your keyboard, 10 for audio, 9 built specifically for gaming, and even 2 for your camera. It's seriously a comprehensively organized arsenal.
Moving right along to Section 2, testing keyboards and mice, diagnosing your primary inputs.
So, these are the tools going to solve those totally hair-pulling mysteries about sticking spacebars and dropped inputs. Let's talk about ghosting first. You know the drill. Ghosting is when a keyboard just fails to register multiple simultaneous key presses, or worse, gives you those super annoying phantom inputs. If you've ever tried to run diagonally and chuck a grenade in-game only to just stand there like a sitting duck, yeah, you've probably experienced ghosting. The platform actually features a dedicated keyboard tester that actively sniffs out this exact phenomenon, while also measuring your initial delay and key repeat rate in hertz. But man, it gets so much deeper than just seeing if your W key works. They have this thing called the typing rhythm fingerprint. It actually visualizes your inter-keystroke timing patterns to give you a literal rhythm consistency score. It is genuinely fascinating to see. And for the mechanical keyboard enthusiasts out there, you are going to absolutely love the keyboard sound test. You can preview linear, tactile, and clicky switch sounds. And then, this is the crazy part. It uses your own microphone to verify your keyboard's switch type and frequency spectrum. Talk about a clever use of browser tech. Then we've got what I like to call the truth tellers for your mouse. If your aim feels a bit off, you can run the mouse drag test. This measures your peak burst rate with a live timeline graph. But the real heavyweight here is the mouse drift test. It sniffs out idle cursor drift and sensor jitter by running a pointer event sampler anywhere from 10 seconds up to 3 minutes. It gives you a definitive, undeniable pass or fail verdict. It literally proves, without a shadow of a doubt, if your sensor is on its way out. So no more guessing games. All right, on to Section 3, evaluating displays and audio, seeing and hearing the truth. Now, making sure you're actually getting the perfect color balance you shelled out good money for, that absolutely matters. Let's talk about full RGB versus limited RGB. It's a super common issue in setting up a new monitor. Your display mistakenly thinks your high-end PC is just a standard TV, so it locks it into the limited 16 to 235 color range. It just leaves all your deep blacks looking totally washed out and gray. Well, the color range test uses near black and near white patch grids to pinpoint exactly which spectrum your monitor is actually outputting, letting you fix it right away. Over on the audio side, alongside your standard 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound walk-around tests, they have this brilliant hearing age test. Get this. It plays mosquito tones, 12 different frequencies scaling from 8 kilohertz all the way up to a piercing 22 kilohertz. By logging exactly where your hearing cuts out, it actually estimates your ear's true age. It's definitely an eye-opening, or well, ear-opening way to test both your headphones and your own biology at the exact same time. Next up, Section 4, Gaming and Utility Diagnostics, Advanced Testing for the Hardcore Enthusiast. Okay, so these are the heavy-hitting tools built for system builders, power users, and the hardcore gamers who crave that granular data. For the competitive crowd, measuring APM, or actions per minute, is absolutely vital. For RTS and MOBA players, it's literally a measure of how many actions you can perform in 60 seconds. This suite includes a dedicated APM test that gives you a live counter, tracks your peak speed, and calculates your session average. It's a fantastic way to benchmark your mechanical speed completely outside the chaos of a live match.
But hey, it's not just about raw gaming performance. A really crucial point here is that this suite also protects your fundamental connection safety. Take the WebRTC leak test, for example. A WebRTC leak is a nasty vulnerability where your real IP address gets exposed straight through your browser even if you think you're safely hiding behind a VPN. This tool aggressively checks for IPv4, IPv6, and local leaks. It really goes to show this platform cares just as much about your fundamental digital security as it does about your peripheral hardware.
And honestly, the utilities just keep coming. If you're on mobile, you can fire up accelerometer and gyroscope tests complete with live 3D cube readouts. Need to seriously stress test your rig? They've got a CPU multi-threaded stress test using an SHA-256 Busy Loop, a WebGL2 Mandelbrot GPU stress test, and even an AI GPU readiness benchmark to safely check your web and capabilities right in the browser. It is a massive, highly specific list of advanced tools you can trigger in literally seconds.
Finally, Section 5. No downloads required, global accessibility, and convenience. The beauty of this entire Tech Armory is that it relies on absolute zero friction. Because it's completely browser-based, the platform is instantly accessible in 10 different languages. Whether you're speaking English, Arabic, Japanese, Russian, or Indonesian, this diagnostic suite is custom-built for a truly global audience of tech enthusiasts. No matter where you're sitting in the world, you can troubleshoot your hardware seamlessly in your native language. Now you might be wondering, how on earth do they keep over 90 tools free without spamming you with those sketchy, fake download now buttons? Well, they use a direct sponsorship model. Starting at $59 a month, brands can just buy a direct sponsor slot. This is honestly so clever, because let's face it, most tech-savvy users are running ad blockers anyway. This keeps the site completely clean, visible, and totally free of dangerous downloads, which is a massive win for user safety. Also worth noting, there is an official Windows app in the Microsoft Store if that's your jam, but the browser version remains fully featured and ready to rock.
Which brings us to the end of our diagnostic deep dive, and I really want to leave you with a question to chew on. What is your keyboard's true polling rate right now? Are you actually getting the 1000 Hz your manufacturer promised on the box? Is your mouse secretly suffering from microscopic sensor drift? You don't have to guess anymore. The tools are out there, they're completely free, and they're waiting for you right in your browser. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy testing.